Hello there and welcome to today's class. For this class, we're discussing about how to find the square root of a given surd. So what we know before now is that surd generally are in root form. So the question now is that can we possibly find the square root of a root? That's the concept. So the answer is yes. So I'll be taking you through how to find the square root of a surd. So now before I dive into that, if you are new to this channel, I would like you to subscribe, hit the bell icon so you can get notified when we drop any new content. And also you can also reach out by joining our WhatsApp group. So I'll drop the link to our WhatsApp group in the description of this video. So check the description of this video. You see a link there to our WhatsApp group. All right, let's dive into finding the square root of a surd. So I'm going to be using some alphabet to illustrate how to find the square root of a given surd. So let's say let's say I have case one. Let's say for case one now, case one. Let's start with case one. Let's say I'm told to find the square root of a plus root b. So I'm told to find the square root of this surd. This is a surd, right? So find the square root of this surd. What do you do? So my first task, this is case one. Why is it case one? Is a plus. So we're going to consider case two. One is minus. How do you solve it? So I'm looking at this one here. I'm trying to find the square root of this man here. So the square root becomes the square root of a plus root b. I have this one here. So find the square root of this man as I've written down. So to find the square root here, the task is quite simple. I will equate it to root. I've used ab, then c plus root d. My first task is to I'm told that to find the square root of this one. So the square root of this man here. Find the square root of this man here. So what's the task? So the square root of this man is equal to your task now is to add any alphabet of your choice. So root c plus root d, that's the next task. Next task. You can add up anything, just root something plus root something. Why is it plus here? Because I'm having plus here. So after expressing this way, your next task is to what? Square both sides. Square both sides as the next task. So I'll have a plus root b all squared is equal to root c plus root d all squared. I said this one, you're going to add it up. That's the rule. The question says find the square root of this man. So the square root of this man becomes you add up root something plus root something. So now after that you square both sides. We are here. So we know that square cancel out square root. So we're having what? A plus root b is equal to root c plus root d all squared. So root c plus root d all squared means they're multiplying themselves twice. So I'll have that a plus root b is equal to root c plus root d multiplying root c plus root d. Let's expand this one here and let's see what we get. My first task is to take root c into everything here, root c plus root d. Next up, I have plus root d into everything here, root c plus root d. What do I get next? From here, I'll have that a plus root b, this one here, is now equal to root c times root c. I'll have c. Next up, root c times root d. I'll have plus root cd. All right, plus root d times root c. I'll have plus root cd. All right, plus root d times root d. I'll have plus d as my answer after expanding this one here. So from here I'll have that a plus root b is equal to c root plus root cd plus root c. That will give plus 2 root CD, next up plus D. We have not started solving problem. Oh. I'm just showing you how to work on the problem. If I will take an example. So this is the principle I want to apply. So I'm giving you case one now. When it's positive, how do you go about it? You take the square root of square root of an alphabet and an alphabet this way. Then you apply this procedure here. So now, what's the next task? My next task is compare. Comparing as my next task here. If I compare here, what's the dax? See, this is root. This is root. I'll pick the one of root together. So I'll pick the one of without no root together. So this A is equal to C and plus D. C plus D. This one I not having root. Just single. I'm seeing the one of root. Root B is equal to what? 2 root CD. Call this one equation 1. Call this one equation 2. Alright? Call this one equation 1, equation 2. From here now, looking at equation 2, I can still simplify my equation 2. Okay, hang on. Let's simplify this one. Before we call it equation 2, I'll have root B is equal to root 4CD. How come did 2 root CD becomes root 4CD? We know that the square root of 4 is 2. Then I'll have root CD. So take these 2. If I take these 2 inside the square root, it becomes 4. So that's why, okay, let me explain. I'm having 2 root CD. If I have 4 root CD, this can be expressed as 4 root 4 times root CD. Root 4 is 2, then root CD. So this one here, we give this one. That's the concept. Observe the relationship. So going back, I'll have this one here. All right, at this point here, what's your next task? We know that my next task now is square both sides. Square both sides. Before I call it equation 2, that's root B all squared is equal to root 4CD all squared. Square cancel out square root. Square cancel out square root. I'll have that B is equal to 4CD as my equation 2. So I'm given equation 1 and equation 2. So the task now is that I'll solve equation 1 and equation 2 using simultaneous equation concept. So this is how to solve this is how to simplify the concept behind find the square root of a surd when it comes to positive. This is the procedure here. It's simple. Just attach just find the square root of that thing you are given is equals to square root of an alphabet plus square root of an alphabet. This is case of addition. Let's take case 2. Case 2 where I have we're taught to find case 2 where we are taught to find the square root of a minus root b. So the question says find the square root of this one here. How do you find the square root of this surd? The task is quite simple. The same procedure. To find the square root of this surd, what do we know? We said to find the square root becomes the square root of this one are given minus root bd. So it's equal to what? We said attach an alphabet to it, root c minus root d. Observe that here was root c plus root d. Why? Plus plus. This becomes minus minus. That's the case. All right, at this point here, we say what are next task? Square both sides. So square both sides. So what will I have? I'll have that root a minus root b all squared is equal to root c minus root d all squared. Square cancel out square root. So we're having what? A minus root b is equal to root c minus root d all squared. All right, my next task now is to expand this one here as I did here, right? So I'll expand that one there. All I have, so I'll have that root c minus root d is multiplying itself twice. Root c minus root d. Expand this one through. I'll have that root c into everything here, root c minus root d. Next up, minus root d is next tax there, into what? This is d. Into root c minus root d. I have this one here. We know that root c times root c will give c, minus root c times root d will give root cd, minus root c times that will give root cd, minus minus will give plus, root d times root d will give d. At this point here, I'll have minus c minus 2 root cd plus d, minus root cd minus root cd will give minus 2 root cd. So it means that I'll bring this one down here, a minus root b. What do you say at this point? Our next exercise was to compare. We said comparing. So comparing at this point here, comparing. So what do we know when it comes to comparing? The one of square, take the one of square together and the one without square together. This is a is equal to what? C plus d. Call this one here equation 1. I'm seeing minus root b is equal to what? Minus 2 root cd. My equation 2, this is not well simplified. Minus cancel out minus, true or false? True. I'll have root b is equal to 2 root cd. We said if I take these two inside, it becomes 4. I'll have root b is equal to 4cd, root 4cd. At this point here, square both sides, square both sides. What do I have? I'll have that root b all squared is equal to root 4cd all squared. Square cancel out square root. I'll have that b is equal to 4cd as my equation 2. So the task now is that I'll solve equation 1 and equation 2 using simultaneous equation I there. So this is how to find the square root of what's it called, of a given surd. Simply add an alphabet, the square root of an alphabet in this case here, or in this case here if it's negative. So let's take a quick example and let's solve together. Welcome back. Let's try to solve this problem here. What it says, find the square root of the following surds. So I'm given these two surds here. Find the square root. What's the tax? This one here is our first case that we discussed earlier now. So for the case 1, you apply this logic for case 1. This one here is for case 2. So I'll do 1 here. So you do the second one for me, right? And leave your answer in the comment section. So let's try to do number 1 there and let's see what we get. For number 1 there, for a, I'm having that 8 plus 2 root 15. I'm going to find the square root of this man. So it's like the square root of this man, 8 plus 2 root 15, will be equal to what? Root a plus root b. We said add root something plus root something. This is plus, so it becomes plus here. If it's minus, like this case here, becomes root a minus root b for minus condition. This one for plus, root a plus root b, or root c plus root d. Any alphabet if you want to. So let's use a and b here. We said our next task after this one is what? Square both sides. Squaring both sides. If I square both sides, what do I get there? I'll have that root 8 plus root 15 there. Sorry, plus 2 root 15 plus 2 root 15 is equal to, square this one here. So we said square both sides. I'll square this one here. It is now equal to, I'll have root a plus root b. I will square it up. We know that square cancels out square roots. So we're having that 8 plus 2 root 15 is equal to root a plus root b all squared. The concept behind root a plus root b all squared is that root a plus root b are multiplying themselves twice. So we have root a plus root b into root a plus root b. Apply the concept of binomial theorem. I'll pick out root a first into everything here, root a plus root b. Next task, I have plus root b into root a plus root b. At this point, root a times root a will give a. We have talked about all these concepts in our last class from our last class of Surds. So root a times root a will give a, plus root a times root b will give root ab, plus root b times root a will give root ab. Look up, I'm having root a times root b give root ab. Root b times root a, it is meant to be root ba, but it's not proper. So let's arrange them in alphabetical order. So I have a plus b, root a before b. Next up, plus root b times root b will give b. This one I can add up. I'll have a plus 2 root ab plus b. Alright, I'm having this one here as my expansion of this. So bring down this one here, 8 plus 2 root 15. Alright, we say at this point here, what's our next task? Check your book, what's our next task? Our next task is what? To compare. So comparing at this point here, what do we know? We said pick out numbers and alphabet that are single. This 8 is equal to a plus b. They are single, they are just pure. This is 2 root 15. This is 2, let's call this one here equation 1. This is 2 root 15 is equal to what? 2 root ab. Now in mathematics, there's one popular rule that says that, so I'm saying that at this point in mathematics, it's generally accepted that if I'm having an equation such as this, where I have the same thing on the left and right hand side of an equation, they can cancel out. So I'm saying 2 here and 2 here, they can cancel out. That's the popular rule in mathematics. So if I have something at the left and right hand side, they are the same thing, they can what? Cancel out. So these two cancel out this 2 here. I'll have root 15 is equal to root ab. My next task is what? Square both sides. So I'll have root 15 all squared is equal to root ab all squared. Square cancel out square root. Square cancel out square root. I'll be left with what? 15 is equal to ab. This becomes my equation 2. So this is my equation 1, equation 2. So solve equation 1. Solve equation 1 and equation 2 using simultaneous equation. Alright, let me call it SE. Using simultaneous equation concept. Let me call it SE if you want to. Alright, then full. Alright, solving equation 1 and 2 using simultaneous equation concept. Equation 1 becomes 8 is equal to a plus b. Call this equation 1. And equation 2 is given as 15 is equal to ab. Right? So I have equation 2. Alright, from equation 1, I'll make a subject. So from equation 1, I have that 8 is equal to a plus b. Make a subject. So a is equal to what? 8 minus b. So I'll put a. So I'll put a to be equal to 8 minus b into equation 2. What's my equation 2? That's 15 is equal to ab. Anywhere I see A, I'll put what? 8 minus B. So I have that 15 is equal to what's A? That's what? 8 minus B into what then? I have this B. A is this 2 here, then this B is here. So I have that 15 is equal to A times B is 8B minus B times B is minus B squared. So observe that this one here now is leading to what? The concept of quadratic equation. So I'll take minus B squared here. That becomes B squared. This is plus 8B becomes minus 8B. This is plus 15 is equal to 0. So I'll take minus B squared back here becomes plus B squared. This is plus 8B comes and becomes minus 8B. This one remains the same, plus 15 is equal to 0. So I'll solve this one here using the concept of simultaneous equation. So, the kind of quadratic equation, please. So this is B squared times 15 becomes 15B squared. I'll look for two numbers such that if I multiply them together, it will give me 15. That's 3 and 5. And if I minus them to give you, if I add it up, it will give you minus 8. That's minus 3 minus 5. So minus 3 minus 5 will give you minus 8. So I will attach B and B here. So the idea is that B times B will give B squared. Minus 3 times minus 5 will give 15. So minus 3 plus minus 5 will give minus 8B. So that's like the concept. So these are the two numbers that can give me what? 15B squared. So it means that I'll have B squared, this one here. Next up, minus 3B. Next up, minus 5B. Next up, plus 15 is equal to 0. I'll replace these two values here. I'll replace these two values, which is this with what? This one here. So I will ignore this one. Replace this one with what? These two, as I have here. So what's my next task? What's your next task at this point here? My next task is to simplify this one. Simplify my equation. What do I get? I'm just teaching this. I'm just doing this for teaching sake. I should have gone and given you an answer, right? But I'm just doing it for teaching sake. You can check out our previous class on quadratic equation, which I'll drop the link in the description of this video. So go and watch that to understand this concept very well. So at this point, I'm having B squared. So I'll group them. So B squared minus 3B. I have this one. Pick them in twos. Next up, minus, that's 5B plus 15. In this case, is equal to 0. This minus here will be outside. Pick them in twos. This is 2. This is 2 here. Minus will be outside, please. So observe what I just did. Alright, at this point here, I'll factorize. So B is common. Bring out B into B minus 3. B times B, B squared. Minus minus. 3 times B is 3B. Alright, what's common here? Of course, this minus minus. 5 is common. Minus 5, look up. Minus 5 divided by minus 5B. Now we give what then? We give B. Right? So plus 15 divided by minus 5. Plus 15. Plus 15 divided by minus 5. Plus divided by minus will give minus. 5 here 1, 5 here 3. That's 3. So ensure that anything in the bracket here must be equal to what will be in the bracket here. So alright, is equal to 0. At this point here, I'll pick out these two values, this one and this one. These are the same. Pick one out of it. So we said I'll pick out this one, B. Next up, minus 5. Next up, I'll pick out B minus 3. So this becomes the two roots of my equation. From here now, I'll pick out this one first. B minus 5 equal to 0. So B is equal to 5. Right? This one here too, I'll pick out this one. B minus 3 is equal to 0. B is equal to 3. So when B is 5, B is also what? Is also 3. Let's now get A. Let's get the value for A. What will be A? I've gotten my B, my two value for B. Let's get the two value for A. For A. Alright. once we know that recall at this point here, recall that we said this a here is equal to 8 minus b. So since I'm having two values of b, it means I'll have two values for a. So let's look. When b is equal to 5, what will be the value for a? And when b is equal to 3, what will be a? We know that a is equal to 8 minus b. A is equal to 8 minus, what's b? 5. That's 3. Alright, for this one here, a is equal to 8 minus b. As we know, a is equal to 8 minus, what's b? 3. A is equal to 5. So observe that I'm having corresponding answer. So when it comes to finding the square root of a surd, at the end of the day, you'll be having what? Corresponding answer. A is 3, b is 3. So I'm saying that when it comes to find the square root of a surd, at the end of the day, your answer must be corresponding. A is 3, b is 3. A is 5, b is 5. So at this point here, this one the expression for the final answer. My expression becomes, recall what we said from beginning. From the beginning, we said at this point that therefore the square root of 8 plus 2 root 15, as we're looking for, which we said is equal to what? Root a plus root b. Remember this one from the beginning. So it means that the square root of 8 plus root 15 is equal to what? What's a? A can be either what? 3 or 5. So let's put 3 plus root b. What's b? B can be either 5 plus 3. Since I use 3, let's use 5 for b. So I have 5. So it becomes my answer to that question after finding the square root of root 8 plus root 15. So your task now is to do the second one there. The second question there. That's 7 minus 2 root 6. So find its square root of 7 minus 2 root 6 and leave your answer in the comment section. I'll reply you as fast as I can. The task here is not that hard. It's not confusing. Just understand the procedure step by step and you're off. See you in our next class.